true. No, all this stuff that's going on the earth is because I wanted everybody to recognize that, you feel me, will you tamper with melanin and make things be unadjusted from what God considered it to be? All you're doing is making misery for yourself, and you're making things be out of calibration, and eventually the adjuster is going to have to come and make the adjustments necessary, okay? That's just all to it. Hate to be the one to tell you that, but you guys is going to have to decide what team you're going to be on, because if you don't be on the SAR team, then you're going to find yourself doing some serious weeping, and that's all to it. Okay, now watch what I'm going to put in there, all right? This is what I want. It says Obama Camp FEMA 2013. Obama youth must see get out of United States now. Let's go at this. Please don't be no dumbass commercial in here. All right, American guillotines and FEMA's coffins. Okay, let's get at this.
Pamela Schulford reporting from North Carolina. I was riding on a bus. He told me, and terminate. Well,
this ain't what I wanted.
They may be searching for me at this time, as well, with this military scandal, but Pamela Schulford.
That's not what I wanted. It's the same name, but it's not what I had in mind. Ohio, I don't want that. Okay, Marriott Hotel. You know, the other day I was scanning through, doing my YouTube stuff, and just, as usual, finding stuff that I could, you know, comment on or have something to say about, criticize, whatever is applicable, you go ahead and put it there. I came across this today, and this really disturbed the hell out of me. Outside of what disturbed me the other day, this really hit home more. I'm gonna show you why in a minute. But the other day, I was just looking at the ruins of Detroit, because I grew up in Detroit, and I know that the ruins of Detroit was not because of anything to do with people being lazy or degenerates or black, like most white people want to say, all right? Because now you white people is having the same struggles from the government that you allowed them to victimize us with forever. Now it came around, they've gotten so wealthy now with all the other countries. See, what you don't know is that the United States was formed by Europe. Europe came over here with you white citizens that's getting ready to get fucked real good by them right now. Your ancestors came here from Europe and murdered all the indigenous people of this soil and stole it. So karma has come back around to get the children of those people and make them be held accountable for the crimes that you guys committed against the melanated people all over this planet. This is what's going on. What goes around comes around, and you guys are getting ready to have your medicine administered right back to your ass from the same doctors who administered that shit to us melanated people. So what's going on now is that these policemen, as well as this government, has really just, they got so wealthy from slavery and owning all the corporations and selling drugs and religion and everything. They're so rich now that they think they're invincible and their true colors is coming out, so they can show the world just how they don't give a fuck about no one. They just like, they like murder. They don't even want wealth because they got more wealth than they could ever spend. But what they like is murdering people, because they all have been brainwashed by a sector of people who are nothing but evil demons that has come into our realm of time and space. These white people work for them. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, everybody in that fascist ass government, that tyrant ass center of oppression, are all controlled and governed by the Illuminati, who works for the force of manipulation that has come to our planet and instead getting their ass kicked now, on their way out of here, just like all these cops are. I'm warning all you policemen out there right now. When this shit hit the fan, if you team up with the Illuminati and this corrupt government, the green light will kill you. I guarantee you, it will make your comrades turn their guns on you and kill your ass where you stand at. It would also make you take your gun out and kill your superiors, because as soon as your heart shows to the universe who's all inside of you, because the spiritual energy that's inside of you is the same spiritual energy that made the sun and made all the space vessels that you see flying around the sun, made me and made you too. So the spirit that's animating you can control you at will and make you take a gun and kill yourself or someone else. So it's going to be a lot of that going on. You policemen think that you're going to put on that riot gear and come out here and harass us citizens in this country and all these other countries. You think you're going to come over here and do the same thing. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to have to deal with God. And my God is that green light. I want you to understand. I'm not talking about no bitch ass Jesus, all right? I'm talking about the light from the sun that's going to come down here and go into your eyes and make your brain explode, make your heart start beating, stop beating. And this is why. I just want to show you guys some of the bullshit that we as black people have always been victimized by these type of policies. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Why? This is called surviving. This is called being responsible. Now let's take a look at this stupid shit, okay? Come on. Check this out with me. Okay. Let me narrate for you. As you can see, white men, all right, always white men, see? They put on black because they know that black is the power color. Then they put policy up there. You want to think it says police, but it says policy. They just took the Y off and put an E in there, but they still vowels. So that could spell policy, police, or policy. Either way, it means controllers for the corporation. It means hitman. It means gangster. That's all it means. Look at his ass with paperwork. Bullshit policies, just like I showed you in Africa when they was putting the people out of there, didn't even have nothing but a shack. And then these bastards come in with machine guns, shooting up everything, setting everything on fire with a freaking clipboard in their hand, giving it to the lady, telling her she's been evicted. So here they go, using their power. See the belt? Gun, mace, bullets, handcuffs. Nothing. I bet he ain't got a Band-Aid nowhere in case he needed to administer the Band-Aid to a child. No. He got handcuffs, pepper spray, billy clubs, radio to call in his backup. Just a game. Just a game. And I'm going to show you how abusive they are of their power. Let me show you what these motherfuckers are doing today, because they ain't got nothing else to do. And they got all the power. And they're white men who hates everyone because they hate themselves. Okay, look at them. Always obese. All right, always got to be around in numbers, sticking their chest out like they badasses. Let me go show you the criminals that they're out here harassing today.
Start for your safety. Get those cuffs on tight, guys. $20 terrorists. You know what that means? Al Qaeda. They probably got it.
Now look at the park, okay? This is a park. All right? Let me explain to you what I mean. It means when these white people came to this place, all this place was parks. Trees everywhere. Squirrels, raccoons, you name it. It was all here. These bastards came and cut all the trees down. When they cut the trees down, they killed all the animals that all the native people was living on. Then they killed all the native people where only a small handful remained, and they all loyal Christians, okay? Because they're afraid not to be or they get killed. But now look, they in the park. All these people is coming into the park just to have a nice day or whatever you want to do in the park. Here these motherfuckers is in the park. You can't go nowhere without them trying to push their issue and their policy all around on you. Let's see what they're up to today. Okay, here come the camera people. Alrighty then. They say we sick of these motherfuckers. Let's get their ass on film. I'm sorry about the profanity, but you know I am a really stressed out person because I don't see the people getting involved enough to do something to change these circumstances. And I was hoping that you all would, so we wouldn't have to kill you all. But you all let this stupid shit keep occurring. Now look at this.
They have to follow orders and not question them. What a sad life.
Let's go ahead.
I'm gonna come next to the nice lady who was laughing at my jokes.
Okay, so let me help you out. See this guy right here? And you see these people right here? These are all people who come. When I lived in Chicago, when I was homeless, people from the centers, the churches, you know, Jesus people and everything, they used to come out because they used to have good hearts, even though they was worshiping Jesus. That don't mean that worshiping Jesus make you bad. The only thing is that worshiping Jesus make you give your money to those churches and the church owners who gave you Jesus and turned off your good heart, because even if this man was not worshiping Jesus, and I don't even know if that's the case with him. I'm talking about the people in Chicago. They used to come around and bring mad food and feed it to all of us. But I found out that they were getting kickbacks from the government to supply the food to us, where the government shouldn't have been giving no church no food to give to people, because now that gives the church the influence to influence you to follow the leadings of the church. The government should have been coming out themselves with ways to feed people, opening up shelters and all that, without it being affiliated to no religious belief. That's the way that should have been done. But I say this because I know for a fact that it was the Chicago Christian community that used to come to where we were all living on the streets at and living in those shelters. They'd come on specified days and they would bring us hot meals. And I remember talking to the women and the men that came out, and they said, you know, we bring these meals out into you guys because we know they're not giving you all hot meals. And they would literally bring us hot meals. Good white people. So when I talk shit about white people, it's only because I have to. Because there's a lot of good white people as well as bad ones, just like with the circumstance of all people on the earth. But what I'm getting at is that these white people that was Christians, they used to come to this sector in Chicago where we were all tramping around at, and they used to have vans full of food. They used to feed like about 100 of us. And let me explain to you how the feeding took place. There was this big field that wasn't even a park. It was just a big, old, dilapidated field where they had chopped the building down. So it was a big, dirty, dusty ass vacant lot with brown soil, not even grass. But they would pull their trucks and their vans up in the alley, and we all be out there waiting for them. And it was people that looked just like these people here. And they would come out, little white girls and white men, and they'd sing a song, and they'd say their little speech about how good Jesus is. And then they'd feed us, and they was giving us really good hot meals. Sometimes when people were so hungry to eat that one person, because the lines be big, so you done waited in line. They feed 100 people easy every time they come. And you done waited in line, you finally done got your plate. Do you know some of the niggas, and that's what they were, will actually sit around and take food from the weaker people? I mean, this is really the truth. You done stood in line all this time to get your food, and then now that you got your food, somebody done already gobbled his up, but since he's bigger than you, he'll come and snatch your plate out of your hand. I've seen a lot of people get some real serious beatdowns about these meals that these people was bringing. So now, what could be wrong with people wanting to come out and be people that's responsible for other people? I'll tell you what could be wrong. The policies of the corporations. They don't want that. They want us cutting each other's throat. Let me give you proof. They're the ones who taught us to hate each other. Otherwise, there would be none of that because your heart wouldn't allow it. Policies of these corporations have taught us separatism and dissension and hate. Watch what they're doing. Let me speed it up and help you out. Okay, because see, what happened was this. These people was coming out to the park feeding people. Police showed up one day and told them, you better not be out here next week feeding people or we're going to arrest you. And the people was like, you're kidding me, right? No, I'm not kidding you. This is a violation. City ordinance, woo, 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 woo. And they're like, look, we ain't trying to hear that shit, okay? Because there's people that need to be fed. Like I tell you guys, that's what my whole mission is for you buying the green light. So we can get out here and be responsible for each other and build us up a nesting. Well, we don't need the government. We can tell them, fuck you, because we see what you guys are doing. You guys are nothing but gangsters and pimps, and you don't give a fuck about us. All right, we already know that you are just using us as a method of extracting wealth from us.